we know firsthand the positive impact a game can have on your life. 4 years ago, we started making a YouTube series based on a challenge. Can someone who never played Dark Souls before finish it before Dark Souls 3 came out? It was a show that found positivity and strength in games, and it also brought us closer together as friends. The show ended up being about helping each other overcome a series of daunting obstacles, which just happened to be terrifying monsters. And the people who watched the show embraced that message, and a community based on positivity grew around the show, and in turn, changed our lives.
So when the government asked if we were up for making a short series celebrating games and their positive effect on people's mental health, well, first we asked if we had to be any good at games. And obviously we are, so we agreed.
We think it's vital to remove the stigma around mental health. We also believe games can have a positive impact on your well-being and bring people together better than any other medium. In our new series, we'll be talking to 3 of our good friends about the games that helped them through tough times, and especially during lockdown.
On this episode, we're setting sail with legendary pirate Johnny Chiodini. I feel like a lot of us were born to be pirates. Johnny, you definitely were born to be a pirate in real life. So I'm not surprised at all you've gravitated towards Sea of Thieves.
Thank you very much.
I'm feeling
that as a compliment.
I don't know about you, Powers, but I'm feeling a severe lack of beard on this.
Yeah.
Kroops, yours looks like if you just let everything go. If you were just like, nah, do you know what?
Yeah. This is 9 months of lockdown.
Yeah.
Slightly dishevelled.
Powers, I really like when we do like retry in the year 2040. I hope you're on your way to being this guy.
Yeah, I think this is what I thought I looked like during lockdown, but it seems like you're implying that it's not what I look like.
No, you're still quite fresh and clean.
That's
Thank
like
you.
if you wore a jacket from the first season of Prepare to Try.
Or if I try putting on one of Powers' jackets. We all look good. I think we can all agree with that. Johnny, you've obviously, I'm guessing from your getup, you've spent quite some time in Sea of Thieves.
I have, yeah. I genuinely don't know how many hours I put into this, but I've been playing it pretty much non-stop since the beta, and it's been out 2.5 years now.
Bloody hell.
I mean, to put it into perspective, when I look at the 3 of you, you all look like kind of sort of dishevelled chic. I feel like I've just put in too much effort. I feel like a real tryhard.
You're literally glowing.
With my glowing trousers, my multicoloured beard.
Well, no, it kind of works, to be fair, because I guess you're going to be kind of leading us around Sea of Thieves, because, like, you know, we've not really played it too much, and obviously, you know, you're a veteran. You're basically Long John Silver. So, yeah, you can kind of lead us around Sea of Thieves today. But, yeah, I like that you play it quite a lot. And obviously, like, the show that we're doing is we're talking about almost, you know, games that kind of helped us during, like, low times and things like that. So this, I'm guessing then, is one that is definitely for you.
Oh, 100%. This is basically my happy place, to use a horrible term. But yeah, this is a game where you can go from having a really intense, like, hour-long battle with another, like, crew of people, like, playing somewhere else on the internet. And then you can be sick in a bucket and throw it on yourself or on someone else, or, you know, like...
I'm taking notes.
We will need to do that before the end of this episode.
Yes, please. Yeah.
It's a given. To be honest with you, one of my favourite bits is this stage. You'll notice, all of you, that there are barrels dotted around this outpost.
Yep.
Yes.
Start filling your pockets, because there are barrels on the ship for your cannonballs, your planks, your food, your fish bait.
Right.
And you get some, but not loads. So it's generally a good idea to start filling them up. So basically what I'm saying is, one of my favourite things about this game is that the first 10 minutes is hard admin.
Let's do it.
The thing I really like about this game is it's a lot of things to a lot of people, and like a lot of things to me. Like if I've had a rough day and I want to blow off some steam, I'll send a message to this group I'm in, you know, where it's like, is anyone around for a little poodle tonight? And people will be like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And we'll just meet up and just talk nonsense. Or if I just want to play by myself, I'll go fishing, or, you know, do an easy quest that, you know, if someone comes along and blows me out of the water, I won't be bothered. Just that sort of thing. You can really adjust what you're doing in this game to suit the vibe you're after. And I think that's really nice. It also, one of the things that really helps is that the group of people I play with, we're all actually we're now very used to talking about our mental health.
Yeah.
And a lot of that started with Sea of Thieves and with this bit, because obviously, you're dashing around, you're filling your pockets from the barrels. It's not wildly exciting, but it's a kind of a brainless task that is A, setting you up for good fun later on,
Yeah.
and B, it's a good time just to be like, how are you? And if someone says, like, not great, you can just be like, all right, do you want to talk about it? Blah, blah, blah. And then generally by the time we put out to sea, we're sort of done with the very serious stuff, and we can either bring it up later or keep talking about it, or we just crack on.
Or you're like, let's go cover each other in sick. Now that's out the way.
Yeah, 100%.
And was that like a thing that got, was kind of hard at the start, I guess, and then once, sort of one or two of you started doing it, like, not floodgates opened, but it became a lot easier.
Yeah, I think so. Because we kind of, as so often happens when you're just checking out a game, it was maybe 2 or 3 of us playing. And then more of us kind of got into it and started playing. So now we've got kind of like a rolling group of maybe about 7 or 8 of us. And at first, people were kind of reticent to talk about their mental health, because you boot up a game that's this colourful and you're like, all right, let's go hit some skeletons with a sword. You don't expect someone to go, but how are you? And it's, there was never any pressure. If they just wanted to be like, I'm all right, then we wouldn't press them. It's not like mandatory group therapy, but I think little by little, it just kind of helped normalise it.
Yeah.
I've tarted up the ship a bit. So
Have you?
Yeah. This is the real big draw of this game. It's just the cosmetics.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's that legendary fish hunter money.
It's,
Is that?
The SS banter. I love it. I know we haven't mentioned it before, but I just assumed it was kind of like unspoken agreement that I'm captain. Yeah, was that what we were kind of going with here?
I mean, are you glowing? Do you have a captain's hat?
Where's your boat? Where's your boat?
I do know someone that is glowing and has a captain's hat.
And he'll make a fine first mate, Gavin.
Okay, I forgot to buy a voyage, so just grab one and I'll be right back.
No problem. I'll get the beats going.
Powers just going to take the boat.
Yeah. Yeah, take your time, Johnny. We'll be here. Go, go, go. Lift the anchor. Lift the anchor.
Go, 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 go. Yes, SRKG is setting sail.
Shouldn't have trusted a pirate, mate. What did you expect?
I've got a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a dog on board.
Yeah.
Jangle. I didn't see Jangle.
So, hang on. Yeah, you can pick him up.
Oh.
If you hold...
You struck him. Oh.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, you can stroke him. I don't know what it is on a controller to actually do it, but...
Put him in the cannon.
Yeah,
Got a little
it
thing
is
going.
good fun.
Put him in the cannon.
Yeah.
Don't put him in the cannon.
We'll be all right.
Put him in the
It'll be fine.
cannon.
He comes back.
Okay.
It's
a boomerang dog.
I don't feel good about it.
He comes back like swimming or from the grave?
He just
firing him?
reappears on deck.
Oh, okay.
No, just listen out for
I don't
this.
feel good about this at all.
Here
I
we
know.
go.
You must
He
regret
seems to
inviting
be
me on this
loving
now.
it.
Yeah, he's having a good time. Jesus
That's not-
Christ.
They don't fuck about.
He's coming back.
I thought it was going to be not from that.
Where's he gone?
He's going to go around the world.
He comes back, he's called Jangle 2.
Oh my god.
He'll turn up any second, I promise.
There he is.
He's
There we
respawned
go.
as Jangle 2.
Yeah.
That's the
thought
same
that was
dog. It's the same dog. It's a cat now.
He's covered in soot.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So that's Django.
I've done that in a game before.
I figured we would just go smash some skeletons in with a sword.
Right.
Perfect.
This says the scuffle with the legendary crew that we're the dirty dog. Okay, good. I was going to say, I don't want to go fight any dog people after what we just did to that.
We've already got a
Oh,
dirty
so-
dog.
Yeah. We're the crew of the flying dog.
Literally barking right now because he's
Yeah,
furious.
because he just saw what we just
knows.
did.
He's going, you making videos about this now, are you?
Oh,
It's because he thinks he's next.
Robin, shh.
Is this something, Johnny, that you've been playing quite a lot during lockdown?
yeah. So the weird thing was, in the first few sort of weeks of lockdown,
Yeah.
a lot of my friends, it felt like, were really kind of panicking. They were like, what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to socialise? And suddenly, I was getting invited to 100 different Zoom quizzes and what have you. And I really felt like my life didn't change very much, because it was just like, what do you want to do tonight? It's like, well, we're all free to play Sea of Thieves as normal, so let's just carry on doing that. So we just did this, but more, I think.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, that was actually really comforting to feel like my life hadn't really changed very much.
Yeah.
At a time when so much seemed to be completely uncertain. That didn't last in the end, and eventually I did start to find lockdown very hard. But yeah, it was a real comfort just to be like, okay, we can't leave the house, but what we can do is our favourite thing to do when we're not leaving the house anyway. I guess.
I just want to say we are sailing directly towards a tornado.
Yeah, don't worry. This is
right?
actually, we're already at our destination. It was a really close island.
Okay.
turns
Oh,
out.
wow.
I think we're right.
right on the end, going into the rock.
What's going on? What's going on?
Okay.
Are you okay though, mate?
Yeah. I'm like that mermaid that you have at the front of the ship.
You're the tip of the spear.
In the
Tie
shell
the dog to the
bikini.
front like that.
Yeah, so we're here. Turns
right.
out. So we just need to go ashore and just kill a bunch of skeletons.
Awesome.
So
Perfect.
just
Let's do
wander
it,
around
guys.
until you hear spooky music, and then
Okay.
you found the right place. Do you want to learn your first advanced technique?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Always.
When you're on the bowsprit, press and hold attack with the sword, and you should.
Whoa! Bloody hell, Johnny.
What just happened?
It's called a
You're
sword
flu-
lunge, and it is a bug that everyone loved so much they decided to keep it.
So press and hold the sword and then jump in.
Just let it. Yeah, there it goes, and it maintains your momentum.
How do I get my
shit,
sword?
yeah.
Oh, all right. Shh. Oh.
I'm away.
Okay. I'm going for it. Oh, I'm going to do my first sword lunge.
I'm going to turn around.
I feel weirdly like a swim instructor.
Oh, yeah, that's
Whoa.
good.
Nice form, Daniel.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rory.
What's that? I've got 9 from the Russians.
He's jumping in his pajamas, going to get that rubber brick.
From the bottom of the canal.
We're going to throw the dummy in.
pause.
You've got to bring it up.
I got a great shot of you here.
I don't know how to get my sword out.
Press Y.
Press Y again.
I have 2 guns.
You
It's
have
alright,
2
man.
guns.
Of course you do.
It's a perfectly valid build.
All right. So I'm just gonna. There we go.
Very nice.
Lovely.
Lots of style points.
Good. You were the only person I know that's done a TED Talk. You talk about, obviously, why video games can help people with mental disorders. But you say that they make us feel good. But obviously, a lot of people say that games are good escapism. But is there something that games do that's more than just escapism, that they offer in addition to something that movies or books can do?
Yeah, so I think part of the reason games are so engaging, and also part of the reason people find them a little bit scary when they don't understand them, is the sense of agency, right? Like, we could have been on YouTube and we could have watched a cartoon where 4 handsome men shoot a dog out of a cannon and we could have had a good laugh. But the fact that we all just did that, while it's slightly damning, like, it feels like something we've all done together, and it's just, like, you just feel more a part of it. And I think that's why the media freaks out when they're like, you're playing these shooting games, and like, they've got no problem with John Wick 3, but they will feel uncomfortable if you're playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But also in terms of like brain chemistry, I think, like, obviously I'm not a scientist, but when you complete an activity in a video game, it's satisfying and you get a little release of endorphins. And that sense of accomplishment, combined with the sense that you could be doing something together, or, you know, you could be in a flat in London but actually on a desert island, it means that you're actually, feels like you're getting stuff done in a way that you might not normally get to feel in your day-to-day life, if that makes sense.
So you were saying there's something therapeutic about a game that lets you do that, as opposed
absolutely,
to,
yeah.
because obviously there's games that are like about mental health, you know,
Yes.
Hellblade or Life is Strange, but in your talk you talk more about games having a therapeutic quality.
Yeah, so I was talking to some people recently, and I didn't know this, but apparently, if you get people to play Tetris after like a traumatic event, they are less likely to develop post-traumatic stress disorder.
What?
There's just something about playing it. I don't know whether it's the puzzle solving element or the just the fact that it makes you focus. It does something to your brain that means you are less likely to be traumatized in a clinical sense after you've been through something very, very stressful. And that obviously that feels completely unbelievable. It's like, well, this
Yeah.
game about manipulating little tetraminos on the screen is enough to stop you from developing a really serious disorder. But
That's fantastic.
yeah, there is just... I mean, the thing is, people find it very easy to accept that, like, say, going for a walk or, you know, knitting or, or photography or gardening or anything, all of these are talked about so easily and so readily as therapeutic activities. And I think it's just because there's that little bit of separation where, okay, we're running around right now and we're killing skeletons. Have you found any, by the way?
Yeah, there's loads down on the
Okay.
beach down here.
Okay, cool.
I've been chasing a pig for a really long time.
Oh, okay. So these are metal ones.
Oh,
you want-
shush.
You want to get a bucket out and throw water on them, and it makes them easier to kill.
You're joking.
Nope.
That's fantastic.
They are extremely annoying. I might
got
die. There we go. But yeah, I just think because obviously we're sat here, we're poking at buttons and seeing something happen on a screen, people feel less like it's real and like it will actually have a practical application.
In the kind of like sort of the presentations you've done and the work you've done on depression and video games, what do you think the biggest misconception there is from people who don't play games about them?
I mean, it's probably just the ones who just basically the people who mean well, but they kind of furrow their brows and in a very sort of concerned way they parrot a tabloid headline about how they'll cause, you know, cause people to act violently or whatever. You know, they're like, oh, Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto made me into a drug addicted, you know, psychopath or whatever.
Yeah.
That really alarming stuff, which is just. It's, you know, it's... I can understand where that narrative might come from because, you know, some of the things you see in games are quite graphic and quite extreme. And as I said before, that element of agency where it, you know, you're pulling the trigger on a controller, so, you know, you're pulling a trigger on a gun in a more realistic way than you would be just watching a film.
they're
and
literally
cheering
called
for
triggers.
Someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it just kind of... That's one of them. I think the other one really is... when people say to me, I've had actually some concerned parents get in touch with me before, and quite a few of them have said, like, my child is really uncommunicative. All they do is play games online with their friends. Like, it's all they'll do. They're completely shut off. And it's like, well, you know, obvious. Oh, hang on, gunpowder.
Yeah, he's got a big gunpowder.
All right.
Because I'm going to shoot that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was incredible.
That worked so well.
It's really good. Setting one of those off in someone else's ship as well. Highly recommended. Here we go.
Right.
Boss
You're
fight.
right, Aldir Powers, you.
Yeah.
Get involved.
I think I used up all the ammo for both of my guns. So from this point onward, I'm just going to be spurring you guys on with a bit of music. Oh, I possibly do, yeah.
Oh, we done it.
We've done it.
Yeah, that's both
Hey!
You little
Well done, me
shit.
hearties. That
Jangle
thing.
cannot believe it.
of those. Is that
He's going
Happy
wild.
Jangle is.
on a wild
I feel
time?
like piratey Hamlet. Whoa.
I love it. All right, Jangle, let's go. Come on, buddy.
Uh-oh.
I can't switch back to my gun
There we
though.
go.
Jangle!
Run,
Jangle,
run,
step
run,
away
run,
from the... No!
He's alright. He's
Everyone
alright.
Okay.
He is
Jesus
whining
Christ.
quite a lot.
Yeah.
but he is
I'm going to
alive.
stop touching the dog.
Gav mentioned this concept of the sad game, which comes up in your work a few times. Can you explain what that is? Because I think a lot of people might have a sad game without like knowing what that actually is.
Yeah, so I think part of the problem with having like a bad flare up in something like depression or anxiety, which for the record, those are the two things I live with, it can all feel slightly overwhelming, and that can be really counterproductive, where you're just sort of spiraling and going through a series of, you know, just thoughts about how you're not getting anything done, or, you know, you feel awful, and it's hard to sort of break that cycle. All aboard. But with the sad game, it's kind of, the idea is sort of, it's the game you go to when you just need to chill out for a bit and switch that very active part of your brain off, that kind of internal, that inner monologue, really. So for me, it started actually around the time of my diagnosis, when I was playing The Binding of Isaac every single day at lunchtime. And I didn't really know why I was doing this. at the time I would have just said like, oh, I like this game a lot. But actually what it was doing was it was kind of switching my brain off, and because it's a roguelike, it's a familiar experience that is also different every time. Because the levels change, the items you get are different, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, what it would help me do is just get a little bit of distance from the immediacy of my problems and the things that were upsetting me. So that when I sort of got back to it, like, I just felt a little bit... I felt rested. I felt able to sort of tackle those issues again. So that's kind of where that came from. To be honest, when I was making, like... because I made a series for Eurogamer called Low Batteries. When I made that, a lot of that was me actually thinking out loud, and kind of, it was very cathartic to make, because I was having to put into words a lot of things I sort of think I knew about myself in terms of how to deal with my own depression and anxiety, but hadn't really had to explain to others. And that was it was just really useful, really. One of the things I'm trying to fix for myself is when I tell people that I have depression and anxiety, I've tried to stop saying rather I suffer from depression and anxiety. I'm trying to say I live with, because I don't want the fact that I have depression and anxiety to define who I am. And also, you know, to say I suffer from it, it kind of paints out that my entire existence is pain, when, you know, thankfully it's not. There are a lot of happy times, and
sometimes I'm a pirate, so,
like, I've got
Sometimes I'm shooting a dog out of a cannon. I've always got that.
So it helps me put it into perspective, really, and also it keeps it fixed in my mind that you know, probably my life would be very different if I didn't have these two things going on, but also, like, it's something I can manage, and it's something I have to manage on the regular. Like, I have to keep a track of my mental health in order to make sure that I don't accidentally spiral and suddenly look up and go, oh right, I've really overdone it this time, you know.
We're talking about misconceptions about gaming. I think another one is that it can be quite a solitary activity, and it makes you antisocial, like we touched on. But I think, as you've covered before, it can make you more social, can like lead to cooperation and communities as well. Big
time. So, like, I mean, in this game specifically, you can ally with other ships. I've actually not seen another player ship, so sometimes you can play for a whole evening and not bump into anyone. Other times you'll run into people and you'll end up doing stuff together for a couple of hours and just doing really daft things together. With the people I play with on the regular, one of them who's moved to Ireland, one lives in Bristol now. Yeah. So it's friends that I've had for a long time, but we don't really see each other very often. And this is an easy way of sort of just getting together and having a daft time.
Yeah.
And it is as good as hanging out, really. I think. Because, you know, like, in this game you can interact with each other physically, which helps bridge that gap. Whereas if you're just doing a video call, you do still feel that sense of separation between you, and I find that difficult. But if you can set someone on fire, brilliant. You know, what's not to love?
I think people who don't play games wouldn't be able to wrap their head around that concept versus just seeing the other person.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because I guess if people who don't play a lot of games really hear something about this, you know, the first thing they probably think of is like levels and missions and bosses and things. Whereas it can be, if you want, just a virtual space to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like when we mentioned it earlier about like when lockdown happened and all, you know, the Zoom apocalypse happened and everyone was just Zooming constantly.
Yeah.
Like, I found it just so intense sometimes, and like you almost like just looking down the barrel of a camera and just looking at someone is a lot more intense than going, hey, let's go jump on this ship, and, you know, we'll talk in the exact same way, but we'll also have another focus as well that isn't just looking at each other sitting on a sofa.
It's brilliant. It's why I love board games as well, because you there is a focus that isn't just the other person, like you say. I did one Zoom pub quiz and I hated it because it was so intense. I was nervous.
Yeah.
But...
Nice.
Whoa, I've just found the ruins of like another pirate ship. This is amazing.
This is a good game, man.
Yeah. Also, so at every outpost, and there are like seven outposts in the game, I think.
Yeah.
There's a tavern. So one of my friends is a brewer. He runs a brewery, and so for his birthday, we just did a Sea of Thieves pub crawl, where we sailed to every tavern in the game and had a beer in it.
Oh, now you're talking our language,
So
Johnny.
much fun.
It was incredible. I mean, actually, I was drinking Coronas because I knew they were small enough to finish in each tavern.
Yeah.
If I do big boy cans, I'm going to die.
This sounds like a live stream.
Are we going back towards our ship?
Yeah,
I think we cleaned out, boys. I don't see any more skeletons.
Yeah,
Took her down.
There's one little thing we can do down here if you fancy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the bottom of the sea here, there is, you should be able to hear it, sort of like a weird statue that's glowing.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
can see
look at
it.
this.
When you get down there, it will start hurting you, but if we all go together and start hitting it, then you can crack it open for a tasty gem inside.
All right, let's do it, boys.
A prism stone.
Come on, come on.
Oh, I should have done up my health. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's alright.
What do we get? Oh, it's gone up there.
It's gone up to the top.
Powers, it's a prism stone.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I'll let you pick it up.
Hello. I love it. Follow the glowing rock, boys.
Johnny, you know, like you've just. Oh, something's attacking me.
Well, you're all
Oh my goodness.
Where are you? Where are
shark.
That was a
I
shark.
don't know. I hate sharks.
Oh,
You kidding?
I'll get his attention like Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Shoot her!
Over here! Hey!
I love that. I love you went to that Spielberg film in that moment.
Just like E.T. boys. Here we go. Hey!
Django's just looking at us all swimming over like, I wish I had a cannon.
I'm not getting in that. Oh, drop my chest.
Do I have to do anything special with the chest? I can just climb up. Yeah.
Yeah, you stick it on your back like a backpack.
Should I drop this big glowing rock down with the skulls?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just stick it everywhere.
What do we do now, Cat?
Let's find an outpost and turn things in. I assume is what the captain is going to say, Rory.
Oh, yeah.
That is exactly right.
I definitely angled that towards Rory.
Well, well done, first mate Johnny.
Thank you.
I'm gonna raise the anchor. Shouldn't be something a captain does, but no one else seems to be
You got to
putting
tell
a shift
people
in,
what
so that's fine.
you want.
I can get involved as well.
Takes ages as well on a,
Yeah,
on
here
a
we go,
galleon
let's-
by yourself.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Let's do this.
I'm going to fell the sails so we don't drive straight into the island we're pointing at.
Smart.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
what
smart.
Cap was about to say,
Where are
actually.
we on that, Cat?
Before I was so rudely interrupted, yeah. Can you believe these guys jangle? Oh my god. Oh Christ, we are going a little bit close here. Oh.
That's a speed.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my god.
Okay.
We're like one of those upside down pirate ships. Fairground.
That was a test just to make sure you guys are ready for the rough and tumble of the sea.
Are we ready?
Poseidon don't mess around, all right? Not like these rocks do.
We should be able to squeeze through there. Emphasis on should.
You resume your duty as the mermaid on the front of the boat again, Cap.
Yep, leading. Here we go.
Yeah, I'll give you some tunes.
Thank
I've got
you.
Ride of the Valkyries.
Cheer me on. I'm like a pirate Rudolph. Johnny, you've spoken before about being open with your own struggles with mental health. Like, how important do you think it is for other people in general to be more open about their mental health?
It's an interesting question because I think on a societal level it's really important that people are more open about it, but obviously every individual's different. You know, they've got their own struggles and their own comfort levels with talking about it. So it kind of feels like at the minute it's, lots of places are campaigning for people to be more open about their mental health, but it needs to be done sort of with care and with sensitivity because one person's level of comfort may not be another's.
Yeah.
So, I guess I would say it's beneficial to be able to talk about it, but not if it comes at like the expense then causes someone to say have a panic attack or something like that.
Of course, yeah.
That's kind of why talking therapies exist. It's so that people can talk about this stuff and process it in a safe and controlled environment.
Is that a journey you went on, or did you struggle with it, or has it always felt quite natural to you?
I never set out to start talking very publicly about mental health. I ended up writing a blog in response to an article that was actually published by The Guardian about how there was a rise in the number of people who'd been prescribed antidepressants, and how that wasn't good, and how, like, this culture of just filling people's pockets with pills is not going to help anyone. And I took real umbrage to that, because, to be honest with you, at that point, like, I had been in a very bad way. I just started medication. There's every chance that if I hadn't started taking that medication, I'd be dead now. So that was a difficult thing to read. And so I wrote a blog just being like, no, here's my experiences with medication. It isn't for everyone, but it helped me. And I think, basically, if you're saying, if you publish this article, you might prevent any number of people from actually going and talking to a doctor or going to therapy or anything like that. I just felt like it was really counterproductive, and that really resonated. And I sleptwalked my way basically into talking about mental illness, kind of not on not professionally, obviously, but like definitely as part of my job, and that felt very odd. But in terms of actually talking therapy myself, I've been through a course of CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy, which is aimed at kind of recognizing negative thought patterns that can lead you to spiral, and kind of interrupting them and changing your behavior and your thoughts, and just kind of generally just getting a hold on why your thought processes are your thought processes. And I found that really, really useful. With the anxiety stuff, I spent years long into my university career, and after that, like after I graduated, where the best way I could articulate my anxiety and the feelings I was having was, I am weird, like I'm built wrong. I felt like there was something wrong with the way my brain worked and the way it perceived reality or whatever that was uniquely not okay. So I never thought about talking to a doctor about it, because I didn't think anyone else had it. Just to say that out loud now, it sounds so silly, because of course I wasn't a pioneer who'd made up an entirely new strain of mental illness. So when, in my early 20s, I guess, somebody was like, here are the symptoms of anxiety. And I was like, oh, okay. It's like when you can't think of a song, like you're hearing a song and you're like, oh God, who's this by? And then someone tells you. That wave of sort of relief and realization. It was this exact same thing. It was like, I get it now. I am not a laid-back person. I'm incredibly uptight. That's why I'm always on time.
That's actually interesting. So do you say it was a doctor that you were seeing that had suspicions that you were suffering from anxiety?
Yeah, I had to be prodded by medical professionals all the way through my journey, from just being very depressed to actually getting a diagnosis and doing something about it. My dad is a medical doctor, and he knew I was down. And we were having lunch one time, and he was like, look, son, I know you've been having it a bit tough recently, and I'd been blaming it on a breakup I'd had. And he was like, you need to talk to a doctor, because you are almost certainly depressed. And, it turns out it runs in the family. And, he prodded me to go talk to a GP. The GP was very understanding. I went in wanting to go on antidepressants, and they said, all right, yeah, we can do that. And they actually had to prod and poke me to start doing CBT, because I was very resistant to the idea of talking therapy. I'd been to see a counsellor a couple of times when I was at school and when I was at uni, and I didn't feel like they were actually much good for me. I felt like one of them just straight up didn't believe me. And that was a very negative experience. But CBT isn't about finding out the root cause of why I am the way I am, or why I feel the way I feel. There was none there's no what's your childhood like or anything like that. It's a way of applying practical solutions to the symptoms you're having, and working on the root cause is something you're kind of left to do for yourself, and that just worked for me. But to be honest with you, the only reason I did it was because I liked my GP and she'd been really good to me that time, and I was like, I owe you this. Like, I at least owe you the chance to, like, I'll give it a go for you, basically. I was really lucky with that GP. I think, to be honest, the route to getting mental health help on the NHS, especially if you've got something less commonly diagnosed, can be really, really difficult. So, like, I was definitely fortunate, A, to come from a medical family, and B, to see someone who just naturally was brilliant.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. I just want to check. Everyone else saw Rory drunkenly stumble off the ship and is now not on our ship anymore, right?
I didn't want to bring it up because it was a really nice conversation we were having.
I felt like it was inappropriate to say it at that time.
What percent is that grog? I had like 2 pints and I'm falling on my ass.
Are you back?
Yeah,
You're back.
a mermaid
Okay,
helped
okay.
me back.
How much you had?
No, there was a mermaid.
She looked like my mother.
And you were there, and you were there.
And Jingles was there.
Shingles.
We're nearly at the
Do you need help?
outpost. I think we're okay.
I'm
I
okay,
can't really
yeah.
see. Let me know when we're about to hit a rock.
We're about to hit a rock.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. Found it.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, like a glove.
Oh, I've had 2 pints as well. Oh, that's...
Strong
Good,
stuff,
isn't
isn't
it?
it?
Yeah, that's
I'm
going.
saving myself. Oh, yeah.
Here comes a fascinating cyclical element of Sea of Thieves. You remember how the start was all admin?
Yes.
The end of it is also admin.
Yes, but drunk admin.
Dradmin. Just grab a bit of treasure and turn it into the right people.
Oh, so all the stuff that we sell is shared between all of us.
Yes, everyone gets the same amount of gold and rep for all this stuff.
Excellent.
That's lovely.
And, like, all of the gold and stuff, it's just for cosmetic stuff. There's no, like, buying advanced gear or anything. It's just a completely level playing field, which I really like.
My reputation is skyrocketing, boys.
Yeah.
I'm
It's because we're hanging out with Johnny.
Johnny and Cap.
Are you going to take us to a pub?
Yeah. Do you want to go to the secret pub?
What?
Have you guys seen how high up I am?
Where even are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Check
wow.
this out.
Oh, my God.
Oh, good job.
You jump into do a flip.
You see my lantern? Heyo.
Can you jump into the water from there?
I don't think so.
I think have you got a sword now?
Oh, I do have a sword. Yeah.
If you sword lunge, you should make it into the sea.
We all want to see this. Yeah.
All right. So I just hold down the trigger button and then it'll
Yeah.
shoot me off.
It'll shoot you off.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm going to feel awful if I've egged you on to do this and then you break both your legs.
Okay. Here we go. Oh. Yes.
That was excellent.
Absolute stunner.
Oh, my heart's racing. I went flying. God.
Right, Johnny, tell us more about the secret pub.
Okay, so it's a pub in a pub, basically.
Okay.
So if you come with me to the pub, you know how your
You're
reputation
not
in this-
drinking in the toilets, Johnny. That's not a pub in a pub.
It's a pub in a pub. You know how your reputation's gone up with the Order of Souls?
Yes.
So with the Order of Souls, the Gold Hoarders, and the Merchants Alliance, if you hit level 50 in all three, you become what's known as a Pirate Legend.
Right.
And when you do that, they teach you a special secret song that if you play it in a certain place in the pub, you get this.
You're joking. Jangle's loving it.
What is happening?
Whoa.
Oh my God, this is so cool. Are we allowed to stream this?
Oh, yeah.
Secrets.
And then it seems
Wow.
shit, because obviously any
What?
pub you have to swim into is not too rewarding, but I promise you it's worth it.
I've always been saying you should have to swim to more pubs.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. I have some friends who are massive into Sea of Thieves, and I don't even think they are at the level where you can get to this
There
place.
you go.
Are your tankards ready? This is
Wow.
like the Goonies.
It is.
There's even a ship at the end there. Like,
Oh, I love
Wow.
the
Oh
inspiration
my
is so clear.
Yeah. It's One-Eyed Willie's place.
I got chills the first time I came down here. Because it took me over a year to become Pirate Legend.
Over a year?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a lot quicker now. Some people did it in 24 hours without syncing once, which was amazing.
Wow.
But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I feel
the
genuinely
Ghost
honoured
Pirates.
that you've brought us here.
I know, this is sweet.
I hope it's not just I'm pissed, but everyone else can see all these ghosts, right?